Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. I'm out here with John Lovell, right?
Not even close, man.
I thought it was
we've been friends
Lovell.
for years, man. You can say Lovell, it's just wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm confused about the name because before meeting you, I always thought it was Lovell.
And then a lot of folks say it wrong and they're like friends and I never even correct them.
And then I remember when you said it to me one time, I was just like, oh.
So say whatever you want, but all you guys, it's Lovell. But you, man, just whatever you want.
I overcorrected myself.
Who cares?
This is John. You probably know him from Warrior Poet Society. They have a YouTube channel, which is great. Talks a lot about, I don't know, American values for the most part, but I mean, defense, firearms, living a good life, being a better man. All the things that men should strive to go for. I think that's kind of what John is. So YouTube channel, you should check him out. We did a video a while back. We're in Colorado right now in the Garden of the Gods. He came out a year ago, and you guys probably remember that's when I jacked up my ankle real bad. I still hear about it till today. Most accidents can be avoided.
That was bad, man. I remember it was swollen up like this. It was a good jump. That was a great hike, and I'm glad it happened at the end of the hike too. That was such a good time.
But anyway, John's out in Colorado again, and this is just a totally random, we're gonna hang out and talk, so if you're into us talking about stuff, check it out. If you want to hear more about John, I'll leave some links down below. He's actually out here also filming a little bit for his new thing, relatively new thing, but it's out and it's live, the Warrior Poet Society Network.
That's
WPSN. So he's doing some content for that. And actually, why don't you tell me, but us, a little bit more about kind of the vision of that whole thing?
Sure. Our whole Warrior Poet Society, it's basically we're a community of like-minded folks that are interested in living for a higher purpose and sacrificing the defense of others. So part of that is real physical security. So we major on guns, home defense, self-defense, and that's part of the thing. We felt like we have a noble movement. It's a good movement. It's a masculine and a dangerous and a gentle one, all rolled up into one. And we feel strongly about it. And any movement worth anything, you got to fund the movement. Everything, whether it's Mother Teresa in Calcutta, she doesn't feed anyone without money and logistics. And so to fund the endeavor, I went on the road and I was teaching training, tactical pistol and rifle classes and stuff. And so I'm out here in Colorado. I've been teaching pistol and rifle classes 4 days, and we already finished all those. Fantastic job, guys out there. But anyway, we also wanted to continue to grow our society, and so we made the brand, and we have apparel and products and all that kind of stuff, and that helps the movement. So I was like, I hope that wasn't me. I didn't even bring my phone. I'm so proud of me for unplugging.
Nice work.
What do you do? Anyway, our latest phase in our growth is we realized we're building a platform, or we're building our society and our ethos basically on borrowed ground, on a platform that really isn't very pro First and Second Amendment, and it seems to be increasingly less pumped about us and our more traditionalist values. So anyway, our desire was to own our own content and have our own streaming service. So the network is basically our own TV shows with episodes and seasons. I also put some of my training there, and we'll add more and more shows as we continue to progress. But it's our way to be able to seize our own platform so big tech can't take it away from us. And it's off to a tremendous start. Our War Poet show is doing real well, and we're having a whole lot of fun with it. And
awesome.
Yeah, we're pumped. So we're filming some from that, and you're going to be on it.
Yeah,
so,
I'm going to be on one of the episode, whatever episode this is.
I don't know either, but there's guys with like red cameras all over the place right over here.
Yeah, we got some fancy cameras. Maybe if I'm good enough, I'll click to some B-roll of that. But John's out here filming some of that. I will have a link, John, how YouTubers make money is through affiliate links a lot of times. So John was like, I'll hook you up with an affiliate link. So if you're interested in the network, I put a link down below. Love it if you use it. And I have actually, John, I didn't even talk to you about this. I've got a lot of questions asking if I'm gonna be on the network. The short answer is no, because it's very high production quality. These are full featured shows. Think, you know, television quality stuff. And I'm here with a camera and a tripod. So
and my YouTube stuff isn't belong on the network. Now, hold on. If all of a sudden YouTube shut us all down, then we're like, oh crap, we got to serve the community. And it's like, come on, Mike, bring whatever. But right now we're looking more for like, what's the show concept?
For sure.
And then can we manage a production team? And so we're doing something different. As long as YouTube allows us to be there, I don't need to be a crappier YouTube.
Yeah, so what
if they shut us down, we could flex and we'll just be like, come on, Mike, but for now, you'll just be on an upcoming War Poet episode as my homeboy hanging out and being cool. So
that was just to explain, it's not like subgrade YouTube content like you see here. So I don't have a place on the network right now, and that's not a bash on John. If anything, it's awesome because you're going over there and you're paying for super high quality content. If one day I become big and I'm like, I want to hire a production crew and I have this idea for a show, then I would bring that to John. John would say, sounds dope. Tell me about it. What's your production crew like? Kind of, you know, give me some examples of your quality. And then I could be on the network in the future, but that's just kind of to tell you about what you're going to see there. High quality stuff, not YouTube people on a cell phone. So,
and you wouldn't have too much of it because you got such beautiful place and your interests are so wide. That's something that you could kind of pull show stuff out of, but you'd have to have a tremendous desire to do so because it's like, man, it's so much more work than people realize, you know? To make one 30-minute show is 2 weeks of like 5-6 different people working full time.
It's a lot.
Big
it's a production.
deal.
It's called a production for a reason. There's a lot of moving pieces in it.
But man, you got a good thing. You're kind of, I feel a little bit protective over you because I feel like you've been knocking your channel and your stuff, and I'm kind of like, man, you're killing it. You're killing it. You're well known and you're awesome and you're killing it, man.
Yeah.
So the friend in me wanted to immediately defend you against you.
That wasn't a woe is me kind of thing, or even like a please let me on the network. It was just an answer to a question while we're talking about the network. Maybe in the future, if I feel like not being so lazy, we could make a show. Sounds fun.
I'd watch.
Eventually.
I would watch.
Sounds fun eventually. So John's out here. He's been out here for a couple days, and I don't track John's schedule. I'm not stalking him or anything, but he called me up last night and was like, hey, a little bit late notice here, but I'm in Colorado. What are you doing tomorrow?
So sorry. Man, now it was shady of me to do, but now you told on me. Now everyone knows that I'm super shady.
Oh, no, it's fine.
So,
it's fine.
Sorry about that. Terrible notice.
I said, John, for you, I'll carve out a few hours and head down and we'll hang out. So we're down here hanging out. I posted a question to Instagram last night saying, hey, I'm going to hang out with John. Maybe we'll make a video. This is that video. Do you have any questions that you would like us, or topics or discussion points that you would like us to talk about? And, you know, I got 500 responses or whatever. I haven't gone through them all, but there was some common themes with the climate of what's going on in the US. Not the climate, though. It is hot out here, getting windier, so that's kind of nice, but hopefully it doesn't come through on the mic too much. But what's going on in the world? Will the US collapse? Have your preparedness plans changed? Have you added new stuff to your preps? Like, what do you think's going to happen? And we're not going to be able to cover every single thing, but I kind of wanted to just chat and give you an opportunity to talk, and just kind of putting you on the spot here of, as far as the US, you know, going into chaos or the world ending. I don't think we're going that far, but some things certainly have changed, and maybe has opened your eyes to, oh, I want to beef up this area of my preparedness, or maybe I'm going to look at this area a little bit differently. Very broad question. Chat about it for a bit.
I was just thinking, I would really love for you to ask that same question to someone that was like really clever, and I would just listen and
I'm
learn.
interested. That's why I'm not
me too.
talking.
I want to know. I've got my thoughts, but they're just mine, you know, and I don't trust them because honestly, I flip back and forth because in some ways I'll watch the news, whichever news outlet, and it looks like all of the sudden America's on fire, and it's whether it's systemic racism or murder hornets or coronavirus or pick your poison, we always have a fresh new fear, and how we're just, it looks like we're just hopelessly divided. And then in other ways, I'm kind of like, maybe it's just a really loud minority and they're just spinning everything up with alarmism, or maybe we have some really bigger problems than I thought. I'm also controlled by the sobering reality as just kind of a dude who appreciates history, that no nation sits secure. There's truly no real ancient societies that exist as they did. Like Egypt's still around, but it's not like they've got pharaohs. They keep, you know, falling and being remade. And in terms of republics, we're, I think, the oldest republic in the world that still hasn't really changed. But man, no nation is forever. All of them fall eventually. And it's kind of like, man, it looks like we're so sharply divided, particularly with leftism, which seems to be ruling, you know, it's a huge ideological shift. And I don't think leftism and anything else can really be reconciled. It doesn't seem like they're listening to any other side, and they're anti-everything, and so what I'm not talking about is liberals or Democrats. I'm actually quite chummy with them these days. I'm like, you know, we disagree on some stuff, but at least we can agree on some core stuff. Like, they would like a better America. They like things like freedom, and, you know, and so live and let live, and let's have a discussion on stuff, and I'll listen to your point of view and value you. Whereas the lefty is anti-American, they're anti-capitalist, they're anti-traditional values, they're anti-traditional conception of gender roles, they're anti-guns, anti-free speech, meaning eliminate this type of speech that we don't like. They don't want to listen to what you have to say, believing you're too evil to even have a right to speak. And so it's anti, and before of like, I thought, you know, of like the libs or the Democrats, that's the opposition. And now I'm kind of like, they're buddies now as we look at the left as just, I don't know, it just looks irreconcilably.
Irreconcilable?
It doesn't look like we're going to be able to put this together, and it's gaining more and more steam. And so I don't know how this shakes out, but I don't see any foreseeable end or diplomatic real solution. I don't know where that leaves us, but I would not be surprised if darker days were ahead. And since I don't know, in this fog of ambiguity, I'm going to continue to just take some more general preparedness steps.
Yeah, and I try to look at preparedness in a way that I don't go so crazy that the preparedness steps that I'm taking put me way out there.
That's a good point.
Or
yeah.
they're irreversible, or they ostracize me from the rest of the world or anything like that. I do preparedness in a more logical viewpoint, right, where you can take a ton of steps, maybe, you know, store like a very tangible step, store a little more food than you normally would, and you're going to eat that food anyway. So there's logical steps you can take with future uncertainty. And then there's crazy steps you could take, like, you know, building a bunker, which I'm not against. If you want a bunker, rad, invite me to
bunkers are cool. Bunkers are funny. It's technically cool.
Yeah, but
even if you don't use it ever or need it, you have a bunker, and that's pretty masculine awesome.
Yeah, I would turn it into a man cave of sorts, I think, so I can get my use out of it.
Sold.
But I think there's a huge divide in the country, but I don't think nearly as huge as the media is making it, right? Like, I don't think we're in as bad of a place as we would be led to believe from typical news outlets, I think. So I think there is some stuff going on that the media doesn't touch on that's very bad. And then there's stuff that's pretty bad that the media explodes into something crazy and world-ending, which is what most people are accustomed to. And then there's the good that's going on in the world and in America still. There's still a lot of unity. There's still a lot of communities coming together. There's Republicans and Democrats being friends and going on hikes and stuff. So I don't think as a whole we're some crazy, irreconcilable level of spread. So in some regards, when people are freaking out about that, I'm like, I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. But then in other like places, I'm sometimes like, maybe it is worse. Maybe I'm being naive about the whole thing, and maybe we are on the brink of collapse.
I flip-flop back and forth, and I feel like I'm at a place where I've got enough data and reason that I could kind of support of like, button down the hatches, this is going to go bad, or of like, thunderclouds will pass and there's a lot of hype. So Yeah, I do notice in the liberal arts, kind of like if you look at the average college student, college grad, and more of a liberal arts scene, it seems like leftism has permeated all levels of academia, and that bodes very badly. And so...
Yeah, indoctrination.
It looks like, you know, if you get the millennial and Gen Z vote, you can literally take a constitutional free market economy, constitutional America and free market, and literally vote your way into something Marxist. And the average college student seems to want Marxism. And the problem with Marxism, as history will tell you, you can vote yourself into Marxism. You just always have to shoot your way out. You know, that's not just cute. That's a thing. And now your comments will blow up of like, what? This guy's an idiot. Very good. You're brilliant. And I'm stupid.
Hey,
you caught me.
Though. Yeah, you can comment down below.
Yeah, great.
It all helps.
Haven't got it figured out, but I feel pretty confident on that point.
Yeah, so preparedness, and you know, I don't want the discussion to turn too dark, because the vast majority of comments and questions were actually like, what beard oil does John use, and that kind of stuff. And there was some topics of EDC, fitness routine, fatherhood in today's society. So we could talk a lot about a bunch of different stuff other than the state of the country, but the state of the country is a hot topic.
I say we dismiss all that crap and get nitty-gritty beard oil. I think that was the one.
Yeah, I mean, I use beard oil as well. I don't know if you can tell. Mine is coming in pretty thick these days.
It's awesome.
It's not.
It's majestic.
It's not, but John is known for his beard.
I don't use beard oil.
All natural.
All natural.
All natural. So John was out here teaching 4 courses. What were the courses you were teaching?
Pistol 1, Pistol 2, Rifle 1, Rifle 2.
What is your favorite course to teach?
Probably one-man room clearing.
One-man room clearing. That's a course I should take from you.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Because it's a very practical course.
If you ever get in a gunfight, guys, civilians, cops, whatever, if you ever get in a gunfight, it's going to be in or around structures, buildings. And even if it's a parking lot, what is a parking lot but a room without a roof? It's just all the angles. And so somebody who understands not just the skills, which is nice and good and important and foundational, but the angles in real time, timing, positioning, psychology kind of stuff, in short, to maximize tactics, you can really make up for a lot of tactical disadvantages that the bad guy puts you at. But if you ever get in, I mean, coffee shops, gas stations, movie theaters, little shops, even your house, it's all a room clearing problem. And so what I've noticed in our protection, where we train on a flat range or in a field or something, that's great for building fundamentals and some basic skill sets, but if you get in a fight, it feels nothing like the flat range. It feels like a room clearing problem. It's not something relegated just to SWAT teams and the tactics shift, but I think civilians, it'd be good to be able to fight your way out of a problem or through a problem. You come home and there's a strange vehicle in your driveway. Your wife's vehicle is there too, and your door has been kicked open. Step 1, call police. Then police say, wait outside, and I'll say, negative, I'm going in, don't shoot me when you come. And I hang up, and I start clearing rooms. And there's a lot that can go wrong with that. I've thought it through, but I couldn't wait of like, there's a good reason to be able to be pretty darn good at room clearing. I need to clear my way out of an active killer situation, or I want to go white knight or something.
Yeah, I need to clear my way to my daughter who's at the other end of the house or whatever.
It's all room clearing problems. And so if you know how to do it, you're dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, no amount of range work is really going to prepare you for the high-speed death chess that you're about to enter into.
It's eye-opening. I've done a handful of courses in room clearing and some force-on-force stuff, but it's always team-based. Team as in, you know, you're clearing a room with 4 other guys. Teaches you some stuff, some angles and some pieing, and you get some conceptual stuff, but you rely a lot, like any special forces unit or SWAT team or whatever, you rely on other people to do different jobs. You have a role, they have a role. You're not even thinking about their role because it takes your mind off of your own role. So when you're doing it all yourself, I imagine there's a whole different kind of skill set, eye-opening stuff that you learn in that. So that's a course I should take from you at some point.
Good. Don't clear rooms like you do when you have a team. If you don't have a team, everything's changed. If you clear alone the way you clear with the team, you're going to over penetrate and you're crazy easy to shoot. You're just stupid easy to shoot. And some people are like, I don't think. I'm like, oh, great, whatever. Let's just test it and force on force. And I'll try to bite hard and not say, I told you so. I don't mean that smugly. I just mean I just got too much data to believe otherwise. Anyway, I'd love to have you in a course sometime.
Be fun. So this is a question that, not to detract from the training, which is valuable and can be used in a variety of scenarios. Sure. But if you were in a scenario, and this is just came to my mind, that say it's just you and your wife and you're in the master bedroom, which I guess we can't call it a master bedroom anymore. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No, I'm sure. If you can't say anything.
Bedroom. Anyway, so you're in the master bedroom of your house and you hear something. Would you're obviously skilled and you're training people on how to clear a room. Would you call the police and post up in the bedroom? Or would you clear a house in that situation? What do you think?
Step one, check my cameras. And then wonder how in the world you get in my house. Everything's like barricaded. You can't even kick open my doors.
Yeah.
And so if it's a late night kind of thing and we're in for the night, I've got alarms, motion activated lights. I've got motion activated cameras everywhere, and I've got braces on my stuff. So it'd be like I'd marvel and say, wow, way to get it, way to go.
Here's the trophy.
Now you're gonna die. And so I would prefer to not have to clear. If they have not gained entry already, I'm gonna beat feet to fallback position number 1. And if they haven't already set off the alarm, I can go ahead and set off the alarm, or I will speak warning, and I can do that through my cameras or out loud. If they're already in the house, I will not announce. I'll set off an alarm and I'll move to a fallback position, hold the line, and wait for them to walk into my sights, where I will acquire, identify, and then engage. Good guys don't shoot at shadows. It could just be somebody's going to shoot a son sneaking back in after a night on the town, or something.
That's happened.
Or some drunk adolescent, whatever person who got the wrong house or something. And so acquire, identify, and engage, and they're going to walk into a nasty ambush.
Yeah. Not everyone in your house deserves to die, for sure.
Right. There you go.
So that's good advice. And I made a video. Have you made a video? You've probably made a video on home defense. So clearing rooms, getting your gun out and going after an intruder is your last line of defense, so to speak. The first line is hardening.
Last line of defense?
Yeah,
I'm going to steal that from you.
Nice phrase, right?
Has that been trademarked or anything?
It hasn't, but I probably should do it.
I'm going to get it. Yeah. Follow me. I'm going to have a new channel, Last Line of Defense.
But the first line of defense, the most important thing is to harden your home. A, don't make it to target. If you're gonna get targeted after making your house unappealing, then make it hard to get into. So it's very important. But anyway, cool stuff, interesting stuff. So I got asked a lot, actually, in the other video and just ongoing, and then in this Instagram thing, because we look yoked, right? Maybe not as much now because we lost the corona.
We?
5.
Who's we?
I think. You and I.
I don't look yoked.
You look yoked.
You look yoked,
yeah,
man. Look at this. You're beefy, man.
No,
we did have a good workout last time, but man, I've been dropping weight. Well.
So working out's hard. It's hard to stay motivated. For me, I could go to the gym and I could work out at the gym. Like, there's no distractions. There's not stuff to do at home. There's not, I have a really hard time working out at home. So going to the gym was easy for me. If I made it there, chances are I could make myself get a pretty good workout in. So now you've been traveling a lot. I haven't been going to the gym. Gyms have opened back up now, so I'll probably still kind of get back into the routine, but I bought a bunch of home fitness stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, sick. Work out at home, do whatever I want, grunt, groan, take my shirt off, flex in the mirror.
It's not as fun when other people aren't around to be annoyed.
No, it was.
Nobody notices.
And part of the reason I go and work out is I want to lift heavier than anybody else in the gym. So it's like motivation. I see this guy is like, invisible lat syndrome, and he's benching like the 75s or something, and I just go in.
They're 80s.
I do a little yawn. Look over at him with the 120s, and then boom, boom. So
guys, Mike is stronger than you'd even know. I worked out with you. Last time we were here. That was fun workout. We were doing weighted pull-ups, and we kept just going back and forth, weighting it a little bit more and more.
Yeah, fun. I remember that.
Spoiler alert: he's stronger than me. Punk.
And some lifts anyway, probably.
You punk.
But fitness is important, right?
Very. Yeah.
Fitness is important if you want to be a defender, a protector, or if you just want to be prepared for whatever's going to come at you. So I think strength is important. Flexibility, some people will say, is important. And then endurance to an extent, or at least explosive movement. So there's a lot of things you can do for practical fitness, which is what I'm leaning more towards these days. I had a meathead era. I had an aesthetic era where I was doing a bunch of isolated lifts just to get my biceps to peak a little bigger or whatever. Now I'm a much more functional fitness oriented person. And it's pretty easy. Functional fitness is easier than being a bodybuilder or lifting super heavy, because you take common compound movements and you do them many times. CrossFit related stuff. But what is like a typical, in the prime of your workout, like if you could say,
like when I'm doing it
wrote
right,
out my good workout plan for the week, what would that look like for you?
So I've been pretty lazy the last few months. So if I can kind of go to what I've done and I'm gonna get back to, that'd look a little bit better. Right now, it's not as much of, I care a good bit about agility stuff so that I can, you know, jump up over a table, get down and cut a pie real quick and smooth. I care a lot about that agility stuff, and so I guard that pretty careful. I think guns are my violence. I don't need to be able to bane someone over my knee. Now I want to lift someone up and, you know, Bane, like Bane, Batman.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but
No, I know Bane.
I can't do the. I don't know why I tried.
You could try it again.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's terrible. Now we have all these masks too. I didn't bring my mask.
Oh yeah.
But I do deadlift and squat. That's pretty big for me. I do a good bit of pull-ups. Bench, I ended up jacking up my elbow pretty bad working out with Tony Sentmanot not long ago.
He'll do that to you.
So did that, and then overhead press, and that's all I'm really doing with lifts.
So those are solid, common compound lifts.
Yeah.
You don't have to overcomplicate. You could do, probably if I chose four lifts, it'd be squats, deads, bench press or push-ups, and then like a pull-up probably would be the 4 pretty good ones. But yeah, I think we're pretty much on the same page there, even though we're both slacking.
We're slacking, man.
In that department.
I'm getting old too, you know. Every time I bend down or like get down on my haunches, my knees crack. I'm like doing a demo in class. I'm like, this is how I take a knee, and it goes. And then I just look around, and all the students are like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing fine." Getting older, man.
Yeah, age will catch up with you eventually. Okay, what else did people love to hear about? We could talk about EDC. We didn't talk about this beforehand, so I'm gonna put you on the spot. If this is okay.
Yeah, I mean, sure, fair game. I am not as prepared as I'd like to be, but everyday carry should be everyday carry. So truly caught me off guard.
It does, like my EDC changes when I travel, especially when I fly. It kind of throws a wrench into your EDC. If you don't have your normal vehicle, if you don't have your normal loadout, you don't have your normal nightstand where you're putting your stuff.
Right.
My travel, to be fair to John, I don't even know what he's carrying, but to be fair to John, if someone put me on the spot while I was traveling, it wouldn't be as impressive probably as if I was in my home turf. I do know, he was showing me, we're both carrying a very similar gun. I'm carrying a 43X right now, and he's carrying a brand spanking new fancy 48. But
brand new to me.
Brand new to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a highly modified 48. But what else you got on you?
Sure. So normally I always have my clinch pick knife. We've got those on our store. If you have no idea what they are, I did a review on them. I love them for all of a sudden you get ambushed kind of thing. It's a fixed blade knife, my favorite one in the world. I'm always worried, especially tomorrow I'll be back in the airport and I'm flying back to Georgia, in which case a knife is something I'll forget on me, and I don't want to lose it in security. So I didn't put it on today thinking I'm gonna lose that at the security line, right? So clinch pick is normally on me, and I'll usually drop the gun before I drop that knife. Then I have a tactical pen on me. This I'll even fly with, so you know, and it's got a little glass breaker on there.
Cool.
Normally I have a folder knife on me as well. I don't have that on me either because of flying. And then gun-wise, normally I can take this off a little bit easier.
He's all wired up.
I'm all wired up with
and stuff.
whatever. So a student in class was carrying that. Look at that sweat. That's awesome.
Yeah,
right
is
there. Look
hot
at that
out.
sweat. Everything's sweating. So a student of mine in one of my pistol classes was carrying this gun, and I really liked it because he had this little Hollison 507K optic on it. I'm going to go ahead and pull out, so just watch yourself here. But pretty darn cool right there, and had some slide work done to it, and I just liked it. And it's the longer grip, but just to be a little bit more comfortable with it. So I've got a few different subcompact guns. I'm going to put this back up. I guess I'll give the camera one nice glimpse of it. I've got a few different subcompact guns I like, but I haven't really gotten good optics on it that I like, and I really like this tiny little micro optic. And then also it's got the shield mags, so it has 15 rounds in it, even though it's a thin gun, and then it's got the +5 bumper. So I've got 35 rounds on the subcompact gun with a red dot in my favorite holster with the pad in here. So this thing is an awesome setup. Now, my favorite gun to usually carry is my War Poet pistol, and it's a...
John has a pistol, the War Poet pistol. Actually,
and it's
I've
awesome.
received, I don't know, probably 50 emails asking if the War Poet pistol fits my holsters, which it does, if you're wondering.
It does.
But yeah.
So anyway, and that's a cool gun. And so what we did is I traded my student my beloved War Poet pistol for this. But before I did, I made sure I had another War Poet coming to replace it. So by the time I get back to Georgia, I'll have my War Poet back, and I got this. So
cool. So yeah, that's essentially a 19, the War Poet pistol. Essentially a Glock 19.
It's the same.
I can say that?
It's the same size, but it's not actually a Glock.
It's not a Glock, but
yeah,
uses Glock mags.
Yeah, it'll take Gen 4 or Gen 5 Glock mags. Okay. It's got the MMP palm swell thing, so literally can change the palm swells out and make it a SIG grip angle or an MMP or a Glock grip angle. So it's not tangs. You can change the palm swell.
Gotcha.
And another thing is it's got these deeply recessed screws by changing the striker channel. So you can take in those 4 screw holes that go all the way down through the slide, you can put just about any optic on that gun direct thread you want without having to mill anything. It's already ready. And because the gun's a production thing rather than a upgraded Glock or something, it'll be half the price of something like a normal Glock.
Gotcha.
Still expensive. The good stuff's expensive, but it's way less than if someone wants to give a 2, 3, 4 upgrades to make your gun all tricked out and good. You'd get the whole farm for less than you could. So anyway, it's good value for some. Guys, if you're getting into guns, don't think that you got to do all this stuff. It's the Indian, not the arrow. This is the trainer in me coming out. It's the terrible salesperson, but it's the good, true trainer of like, man, just a stock Glock 19 would be amazing. You don't have to upgrade and stuff, but this is my profession and I like my goodies. And so if you want a few upgrades, the War Poet gun is a really good way to go, but you don't have to have it, right? So don't think that you don't go up to your wife and be like, John said I had to get the, nope, bro, you don't. Budget, balance.
Modified weapons are great. I have a bunch of modified Glock 19s actually primarily, but I have some CZs and some Smith & Wessons. Ironically though, I'm carrying a Glock 43X that is, I got some wires here. I got some sweat on that baby too, but this is actually bone stock aside from tossing on some IDOT sights on there. This is a 43X in one of my holsters, and you don't need a lot to get it done necessarily. Having said that, some tools will improve your performance.
Jesse?
Yeah.
It's got sweat on there too.
Yeah, I was telling you, man.
Take that back. Man, you make a good holster. You make a good holster. I still don't have any of your holsters. I've never even tried one.
I'll get you one.
I'm sorry, we're supposed to be friends, but you know what?
I don't have a pistol. You don't have my holsters.
We gotta swap some stuff. You make good holsters. I've heard too many folks say this much to not believe it immediately.
So yeah, John's carrying a 48 right now. I'm carrying a 43X. I normally carry a 19, and John normally carries a War Poet.
I carry a War Poet. I've been carrying a SIG 365 for a little while.
I like them. I like the 365s.
I do too. I don't like the grip angle stuff.
I don't. I'm so Glock that I get a P365 and I'm pointing it at the ground basically. Yeah.
And so I wasn't really going to go after the 48, but I thought this one was all done, and I like the little optic on it. And so I'm just kind of like, I want to play with a Glock 48. So if you're like, I didn't switch. I just have a lot of guns and I try a lot of stuff out. And so what you did is you caught me trying something out.
Yeah,
but
put you on the spot.
I like this
But I shoot the 43. I shoot the 43X very well, but like close to how I shoot a 19. I'm talking reloads, accuracy, like the 43X and the 48, which is basically the same, just works really well. Really well with me. I also have, you guys have seen my EDC a bunch.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot a major component.
Oh yeah.
I always have my trauma kit on of like, I forgot it was on me because I use it all the time. Yeah, this is our, I gotta get you one of these.
Yeah, no, I got one.
You got one? I gave you one.
A video of it.
Oh, thanks for a minute. I'll never forget that.
I don't think, yeah. No, it's good.
Sorry. Yeah, it's my ankle medical kit. So I've got a full, trauma kit on here, and I've got like credit card and Excedrin and lockpick sets in these secret little pockets in here. So, here's earplugs. I don't do well with noises, so like loud noises, and so if I was like, I wear earplugs almost every day of my life. I just don't do well with loud noises. So anyway, anyway, ankle medical kit.
So it's a little survival, medical really, but he's got a couple kind of survival pieces in that. It's just around his ankle, and you can't wear shorts with it, I guess, is the only downfall.
You can, you just won't be able to ever marry.
You gotta wear big socks.
You'll never, you can't, be anything but single if you do that.
Yeah.
If you do it, just go full nerd, full.
So it sounds like
whatever.
After you're married, you can do it.
Maybe you probably can't stay married.
It's like Crocs, kind of, maybe.
Yeah, but if you are gonna do it, just go full out. So you'll go shorts, and let's make them short. And let's go Birkenstocks, white socks, and the ankle kit. Just to let everyone know for sure you don't care.
Okay, that's the official Warrior Poet outfit, it sounds like.
I want to see the picture on Instagram. I want to see it. Hashtag Warrior Poets. Tag me.
Good stuff.
In fact, don't tag me, though. It's going to be terrible.
No, you should tag him for sure.
It's bad. I immediately regretted the call out. I don't want to see it.
It's good stuff. And then, so I have, you guys have seen my EDC, but I'll show it real quick. It's a Leatherman skeletal. Right now, have an Olight, wallet, keys.
Yep.
That's about it. Cell phone.
It's good.
So that's what I got going on. I don't know, John. This video's getting long. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, man. We talked about a lot of stuff, man. It was fun.
Talked about a lot of stuff. Anyway, John, Warrior Poet Society. He has a thing, Warrior Poet Society Network. I'll link to it down below. But also, if you're looking for a YouTube channel, you don't know about John, and you're kind of into firearms and defending yourself and being a good man, I guess. That's what I think of. Like when I think of like Warrior Poets, I'm just like, oh yeah, John does videos on just how to be a good man. Like that's kind of what I think about.
That's my personal journey.
My view of what a good man is.
I want my kids to not fear me and, raise them well. And I want ISIS to fear me, I want to be a lion and a lamb, lover and a fighter, warrior and a poet. And so it's balanced life kind of stuff. So that's my journey. That's what I'm after,
Okay.
So.
And as a closing remark, you've probably said it in a video or something, but where did you get the inspiration for Warrior Poet?
Yeah, it's more than I want to say in kind of a sentence. So I'm gonna leave them hanging. I'm gonna knock that out in a video because I don't want to say it for the first time on video. I think it's. You've
never said it before?
Well, I kind of have, and I really just kind of did the. I guess I want to say the full kind of thing, and I haven't done it really justice. And so.
John will get into that more in a future something.
Sorry.
It'll be somewhere, and you can look for it in the future. But yeah, John, thanks for taking the time out to hang out with me, do this video.
For sure.
If you have any other questions, I'll try my best to answer them down below. But you can head over to John's channel. I'll link that down below as well. And yeah, maybe in a future video, I'll take one of his one-man room clearing courses and give some feedback.
Bring it on, man. That'll be awesome. You'll have fun.
All right.
All right.
Thanks. Until next time, guys. Take care.